Good morning. We can just settle in here. Just feel yourself become present. See if you can let go of whatever thoughts are moving in your mind right now. See if you can just loosen the grip, loosen the hold, relax and breathe. Just allow yourself. Simply be. Simply just let go. We're here to just release all our defenses, all our fears, all the ego's plans for a moment. This morning I opened up the course in the obstacles to peace. And in the fourth obstacle to peace, there is an inner chapter called the lifting of the veil. And the message there is, forget not that you came this far together, you and your brother. Forget not that you came this far together. To how joined we are. And before this is the section about the fourth obstacle, the fear of God. And this is really the only obstacle. This is what we have to release if we're gonna know God, we're gonna know ourselves. This fear of God, but it's protected by the fear of death. The fear of death is in everything. It's covering up the fear of life. But here Jesus explains, you're actually not really afraid of death. You're worshipping death. The deceived mind is worshipping death all the time. He's describing it here. The belief in death would seem to save you, he explains. Because of this great fear of God that is underneath. So it feels really, really important, really, really helpful to relax our minds, to allow ourselves to go within, so that we don't use this defense, this worship of death. We can go within now and relax even more. Just allow your thoughts to become still. let them go. Let images go. Release images of people or events, ideas about the future. For now, we give them over. As we take steps on this journey, we all usually feel called to give up some things, to change some things, to move on from some things. The sacrificing illusions, nothing real. We're giving up dreams that no longer serve. So we can have a prayer inside of releasing all dreams, of finding this part of us that tried to protect a dream, and invite spirit to help release the dream. This dream where the body is a hero, where everything centers around this special person. That you call by your own name. We're not defending anything real, not protecting anything real. All we receive is a great expansiveness and great, great healing. When we allow this giving up of specialness. And spirit is the one doing the job inside of us. The Holy Spirit can release us from all our fear, all our control. All we need to do is to surrender and be open. Sometimes we try very hard. We're really fighting against the ego, fighting against sin. Doesn't really work. The ego is in the fight. Spirit is what is gentle. Spirit is what is in our core. Just see if there is anything particular in your mind as you meditate that you come across, that you feel would be helpful to let go of. It could be a belief that you're unfairly treated by somebody. Could be a belief that you're alone. Could be a belief that the past has hurt you badly. Whatever it is, it's okay. Give it up, give it over into trust. You feel like you're struggling and you would like to lift something up. This is more just a very deep feeling, not something your intellect is thinking. It's if somebody has some pain or something you really struggle with, we can join with you here.
Well, there's been a lot going through my mind in this session, really quite deep. There's been seeming changes throughout the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks. A lot has changed. I'm still traveling and look forward to seeing you next week in Spain. So much of what you've mentioned has brought things up, a lot of past, a lot of present pain, or perceived present pain. That's been also, I feel, relieved.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I feel you. I feel like you're really being moved on now. Spirit has really heard your prayer.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Trust it is so.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning. It came to me yesterday that I have this belief that I crossed a line, and there's after which there was no return, and so the guilt stays because I crossed, like it's my fault, I crossed this line. And yesterday it occurred as something happening in form, like giving in to temptation or something like that. But today it's different. It's more abstract. It's as I realize my healing now is happening in recognizing not only that I'm not the body, but really that the body isn't real, like it's a simulation or a projection. And that's so extremely helpful. That's the only way I can relax, because otherwise the body is so uptight. I literally don't sleep anymore. It's like something's going on, like the ego is super protective now, me going deeper. But as I relaxed, I noticed I have severe stiffness in my heels. You literally said the word cross. And it came to me again, that's an abstract belief that I crossed a line, like coming out of heaven or into hell, or like I crossed the line with God in my mind, and there's just no going back. And I think that's how the guilt is staying in my mind. It's like I still believe that here. And my heels literally feel so stiff and like on the side of the world. I can't go back to God. It sounds funny as I say it, but it's a deep, deep, deep belief, and it gives me a lot of physical pain, and I want to release it. So I feel like this is really a golden opportunity. So thank you. You literally spoke my mind across.
Yeah, it is a golden opportunity. And it's like you're bathing in gold. You have golden sweater, golden room around you, golden light. Your
Yeah.
head is dissolving in the light. It's, yeah. Yeah, it is good news that you're not the body,
Yeah.
and that you can face this even not sleeping, to feel okay with, you're going deeper. And this punishment you're talking about, or this across the line and I can never get back, that is the human condition. But it's a hiding, it's a fear in that belief. And so the mind hides in a crazy, crazy, crazy world. I've been thinking of how mad it is. Jesus calls it a slaughterhouse, and I think he's right about that. I think this world is mad, and there is so much madness. And somehow the mind wants to hide in this madness, so, but I think we're doing something great here as we come together and to be willing to go beyond the barriers and let go of resistance and control. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? You don't have to feel like you have it all together. And people have said sometimes, why do we talk so much about the ego? But the ego is actually the only obstacle. It's the thing that is defensive in the mind. We fly on our camera, it's like a veil. The ego is the veil. The ego is the veil between you and your brother. The thing that makes you defensive and angry at others, thinking they're wrong, thinking they should be different. It's not about them, it's about the ego in the mind. The ego is this veil. And I started by reading, forget not that you came this far together, you and your brother. And this section is called the lifting of the veil, the removing of the ego. And where is the ego? It's not in another's mind. It has to be admitted in our own mind. Projection makes perception. There is no way around that.
Yeah, I think I want to expose this fear of, I don't know if it's fear, but just whatever it is, and to be incapable to deal with my anger, actually. And to look like when I'm in a situation where, I don't know, where I'm choosing for peace, or I'm choosing to feel good, and then, but the situation keeps inviting me to let's fight, let's feel bad, let's feel, and I feel afraid because it's like that's a limiting my peace, you know, like I can feel peace until here, but if it keep going, I start to feel fearful. I start to you know, oh my God, I don't want to go into anger, I don't want to go into attack, but yeah, it's an exposure.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Let's work on it now. Let's imagine one of the situations when you feel like you want to choose peace, but something is disturbing, someone is disturbing, something is happening, and you feel this trigger or the anger. See if you can just, imagine one of those situations. It feels like you are in touch with anger even now. Yeah. Let's just allow it for a moment. Breathe. Can you feel that there is fear too? Maybe both fear and anger.
Yeah.
So we can allow that fear too. And just keep breathing. And what are you feeling right now?
I feel a little bit ashamed. It's feeling like I'm gonna be judged. I feel weak.
Okay, so feeling weak, believing you're feeling shame. You can breathe into that feeling too. Fear of being judged. Fear of being seen as weak. Do you feel it somewhere in your body?
Yeah, I think if the fear to feel judged is high, that I blocked my feelings. And I was feeling something like here. It's like I need to come back to, you know, to be strong again or something like that. So I feel like I blocked.
Yeah, so that's another defense. It's another fight inside.
Yeah.
You don't have to build that up to try to be strong. Just carry on breathing with these feelings. And also you can look at us for a bit. Just connect as you breathe, as you are with these feelings. Thinking of the song that we sang at the retreat. The kingdom is perfectly united, perfectly protected. The ego cannot prevail against it. The ego is just like a little part. It doesn't have power.
But it kind of stinks.
Yeah. So it's helpful to see that the anger you felt is just a sort of a protection over these other emotions. And it's good also to know we're not really healing as persons here. How could you be judged? You know, this mind healing, the mind is healing, the mind is awakening. If you think you can be judged, you know, there is a perception of bodies, of differences. But you can always think of it in terms of mind. Mind healing, mind awakening. Otherwise, there will always be an attempt to protect egos. And that's hard work. How does it feel now? Do you feel a bit less fear or anger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some fear, but less anger.
So what is the fear about?
The idea of being attacked. And a lot of provocation. And I think sometimes I have the thought that I need to stand. You know,
What do you need to what?
I need to stand to
Stand.
Stand up, maybe.
now stand on peace. How can I say that when you know, I need to be there, and it's I take the responsibility for the feelings, and then if you really heavy, it seems like if I don't do this now, yeah, we're just going to fight and just go into something really an attack, you know. I just don't know what to do, and when these situations show up, it's just yeah, but it's really helpful to have this space here where we can talk about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so breathe again with those feelings. Even those feelings can have some space here. Fear of being wronged, fear of being attacked. And the spirit stands. The spirit is strength. The spirit is the light. And it can't be in you without your brother. It can't be in one without the other. It is the shared one mind. Jesus didn't believe he was the body. His body could even be killed without him feeling hurt or bad. He wasn't afraid of anything. And I'm thinking of the self-concept section again, self-concept versus self, where he describes this, you know, there is a line there, it says, is it not a well-known fact that the world deals harshly with defenseless innocence? Is it not a well-known fact that the world deals harshly with defenseless innocence? But he's talking about the face of innocence there. The belief that we're good within an evil world. And the world is just screwing us up or messing with us, and we get very, very sad. But it's the belief in defense and attack that can be looked at, because you do have a very powerful mind that is in strength, in true strength. True strength is love. True strength is innocence. True strength is light. So if you guys get into those situations where it feels like a fight or a argue, I think it's a call to be patient and to pray. I'm going to look at my mind. I don't want to attack. I don't want to defend. But I want to see what needs healing here. Spirit, shine your light into my mind. Jesus says anger is never justified. Wow. Anger is never justified, he says. Never. This is a very strong statement. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't allow the anger up. The anger has to move through. It has to be released, but in the right place, not attacking another. Anger needs to be given over. And the fear that is underneath anger needs to be seen, or the sadness. So in a relationship, it's just helpful sometimes to take time out when it feels like there is anger. Go and look at the anger, and then come together when it feels guided, when it feels like there is a readiness to talk. Maybe there is still emotions, but I think with the right intention, or I know with the right purpose, anything can be worked through. Absolutely anything. If the purpose is forgiveness and healing. It feels good that you're lifting this up. I think these are old sad feelings of feeling hurt. How does it feel?
I feel understood.
Mm.
It's an old feeling that I sat there. So I feel hurt. It's an old feeling.
Yeah, and it's good. You can allow it. You can allow yourself to be with it. Spirit is really with you in this healing.
Hi.
Hi.
I have felt more inspired recently, particularly around doing some function, whether it's reviewing, subtitling, or social media, and I feel this inspiration feels quite strong, really quite strong. It's quite exciting. And just during this session, just looking at how I've been motivated by fear, using fear most of my life, I would say, to do things, to try to do it well. Fear, that attack and defense you've been speaking about, but also this anger and seeing this very cruel, angry voice, hateful voice that use it as a kind of motive, just get on with it, do it. That sort of inner place, all part of that fear. And yesterday, so it was after the session the night before with you guys, and felt inspired, and I had half a day to myself. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to work with staying on track and facing distractions, and that most I did get distracted, but I felt like I stayed on purpose. And I did just stop at one point because I was also getting a bit, I can even, in staying on purpose, can even feel like a task to do perfectly. So I just went and sat on the bed and just burst into tears. And then I had a lot of vulnerability and stuff come up. Solvay came home, and then I noticed that that's been a lot harder staying on track. I can feel all that sort of specialness and melding and lack of boundaries and time around the speaking, and then at times feeling a bit disappointed I haven't done more of what I wanted to do, what I in this inspirational place, and letting that go, letting that just, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, I'll do, that. And I can feel really disappointed. I can feel that sort of self-attack, and leads into the unworthiness, really undermines the sort of inspired place. I mean, some of this feels so obvious. I feel embarrassed somewhat sharing it. It just feels like, how come it's taken me so long to follow the inspiration? I mean, it's not, it's like some part of me has been learning to allow, just allow my distraction, allow it. Don't try not to indulge it. Allow it. Just allow the.
You're cutting out. You're cutting out.
And control it.
The sound is cutting out when you say this, because I don't think the Holy Spirit supports allowing distractions. But
well, okay.
Being gentle, if that's what you mean.
I'm meaning allowing the thoughts when they arise in my mind, rather than trying to go straight back into fight or flight with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. I mean, just, okay, here it comes. Here comes the temptation. Here comes the, and just yeah, being gentle with it, being kind with it. That's rather than going into the fear and the critical voice.
That's also temptation.
Yeah.
That's maybe a bigger temptation, to go into fear or doubt or the critical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Observe that, to stay clear. Jesus says, you believe you're not worthy of consistent effort. And that is a great gift to yourself, the consistent effort to stay right-minded. It's the greatest gift to you and to the world. Yeah, it feels really good what you're sharing, that you have had more allowance to serve spirit, to follow inspiration. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And then the observation of how the special relationship came in to interfere. It's hard. You said it was harder when Solveig came home. It's good to see that too, how, what happens then. But It's just a whole other set of beliefs that is there then.
Yeah.
You see. So it's
Yeah.
another opportunity.
Yeah, and that, so even that consistent effort or that inspiration, that the ego response to that isn't far away. It's like, okay, specialness coming up with Sobe, that's okay. That's okay. You know, let's just, I don't have to try harder. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't have to do anything about it. I just have to just allow it, sit, hand it over. That's what I'm trying to convey. And I don't always see that. And I can see that I can get that obsessive part of me to do it perfectly, to do the spiritual path perfectly. That's what I'm trying to, I mean, I can do that and I'll do it for a while and then I'll do the opposite. I'll just, oh, this is too much. I'm just can't get motivated again. So, yeah.
Well, the more you allow spirit to be the judge instead of yourself, even about the spiritual path and about your day and about your emotions, let the spirit be the judge. Let the spirit always be the judge.
So that's, I want to say that's what I'm trying to do, but I then want to adjust that and say I want to allow that to happen, to be, yeah.
Yeah. I feel you. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else?
Hi.
Hi.
I think I just want to put on the altar that I just refuse to listen to guidance. Like there's some thing where I just don't want to hear it, or I don't want to sit and ask and wait to hear. I just want to get on with things. I just want to push through. And then I have a belief I can't hear anything. I know in collaboration, yesterday me and Lynn joined, and I just felt so lit up with collaborating with her, and like we just joined, and that just feels so good. But when I'm on my own, which happens a lot, like I'm on my own a lot at the moment, yeah, I just feel like yeah, just this refusal to believe I can hear it. Like I can see it's a choice. Like I'm deciding I cannot hear guidance. So what's the point of asking? And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be connected and hear it. And I want to not listen to that voice that's just talking and talking and talking at me, telling me things that I've done wrong, things that I need to do. Like, but I also notice when I am listening, or when I'm trying too hard, like I'm trying really hard. And so then I don't bother because it's just too much effort, like because I'm trying hard. So it's like this extreme, these two extremes. And
yeah. Well, the ego is the belief in disconnection. So when you've got that hat on, when you're wearing the ego hat, everything is going to feel like disconnection. You're going to believe you can't connect. You're going to believe you shouldn't try to connect. You're going to believe that when you do try to connect, you're not going to be able to connect. You can't hear guidance. You know, these are the stories the ego loves to tell, and will repeat them over and over and over again. But it's just one whole ball of wax. And when you shift out of that, like you shared, you know, you're in the flow and collaboration and the joy. You had no doubt then that you could hear guidance or you could connect. You were just doing it.
Yeah, in those moments, Lucy really disappears. Like completely, it's like bliss.
Yeah. And yeah, spirit is not about trying hard. So, but it is about willingness, you know, and you're willing. You're willing, even though there is also the other part that is like not willing, that it's saying, I'm not even going to try because I don't believe I can. But I believe you can. You know, I believe in you. And you can have fun with experimenting. You know, when you work with this, you can even, if you have a piece of paper, you can write down, what is the guidance, spirit? Let's see if something comes to you, and then you write that down, and you can sit with that. Or maybe something else comes, and you write that down, and then it may become super, super obvious, because guidance often does. You give it maybe just a little time. You don't have to, if you notice that you get into strain and it's trying too hard, yeah, then it's better to just do something else, you know. Sometimes it's likely that is the guidance, what you're feeling. You're feeling to do already, you know. So yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really gets so serious in my mind, like it's like this serious process that I need to find the guidance. And yeah.
But it's
feel
more about your feelings, your emotions, and your beliefs. If you get stuck in guidance, just take a look at your beliefs and your emotions. There is another, you know, another way of working with your mind.
Yeah, there's fear that I'm going to lose control.
Try to lose control. Because it's not a loss.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we can come back to just remembering the lesson of today. I can give up, but what was never real. That will help us let go of control. We're not going to lose anything by giving up what was never real anyway. This is the psychology we need. Thank you all for joining in today. It's been delightful. Love you all.
Yeah.
See you. Hope to see you soon again. Hope you all have the new schedule and everything. Bye-bye.
Everyone.